According to the Journal of the American Medical Association, older adults who consume specific high-mercury fish regularly have a 60% higher chance of developing neurodegenerative diseases, including Alzheimer's. And that's not just theory. In fact, blood samples taken from seniors over 65 showed alarming levels of mercury linked directly to specific types of fish. This isn't just about taste or preference anymore. This is about survival, because while fish is often praised as a superfood, not all fish are created equal. Some types are packed with omega-3s that protect your memory and joints. Others are loaded with contaminants that quietly destroy your nervous system, wreck your balance, and put your kidneys under toxic stress. And the worst part, many seniors are unknowingly eating the most dangerous one multiple times a week, thinking it's healthy, as this is sold in every major supermarket. But here's the good news. Not all fish are the villains in this story. Some are powerful defenders of your brain, heart, and bones. They can reduce inflammation, boost memory, and even help reverse signs of aging. So in this video, we'll reveal the best 4 and worst 4 types of fish for seniors. Before we begin, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Now, without any further ado, let's begin with the fish you absolutely should be eating more of. Taking the top spot, wild-caught salmon is the undisputed king when it comes to fish that seniors should eat regularly. Wild-caught salmon, especially from Alaska, is packed with long-chain omega-3 fatty acids, which have been proven to reduce inflammation, support brain health, and protect the heart. According to a study published in the journal Neurology, seniors who eat salmon 2 to 3 times a week have significantly less brain shrinkage over time and perform better on memory tests. That means fewer senior moments, sharper recall, and better focus, even into your 80s and 90s. But the advantages don't end there. Salmon is also an excellent source of high-quality protein, which is essential for preventing sarcopenia, which is the age-related muscle loss that makes seniors more prone to weakness and falls. Each serving of salmon provides about 22 grams of easily digestible protein, along with potassium, which helps control blood pressure and reduce the risk of strokes. Another vital nutrient in salmon is astaxanthin, which is a powerful antioxidant that gives the fish its pink-orange color. Astaxanthin has been shown to protect the eyes from age-related macular degeneration and improve skin elasticity, making you feel and look younger. Wild-caught salmon also tends to be lower in contaminants compared to foreign versions, which can contain antibiotics, dyes, and even harmful levels of PCBs or industrial pollutants. That's why choosing wild-caught is so important. And here's the good news. Preparing salmon doesn't have to be complicated. You can grill it, bake it, or even cook it in an air fryer with a simple marinade of olive oil, garlic, and lemon. The flavor is rich but not overwhelming, and it pairs well with just about any vegetable or grain. In a nutshell, eating wild-caught salmon regularly is like giving your body a natural multivitamin with every delicious bite. It's brain fuel, heart armor, muscle support, and anti-aging therapy all in one. So, these were the best 4 types of fish you must eat after 60. Herring might sound like a fish from the old country or something your grandparents ate, but it's actually a nutritional goldmine that more seniors should rediscover. This small oily fish is rich in EPA and DHA, which are 2 omega-3 fatty acids your body can't make on its own. These nutrients play a critical role in protecting your heart, lowering inflammation, and keeping your arteries flexible. That's vital here because stiff arteries increase your risk of high blood pressure, strokes, and heart attacks, all major concerns as we age. In fact, studies showed that seniors who eat oily fish like herring at least twice a week had a reduced risk of fatal heart events by up to 30%. But it doesn't stop at heart health. Herring is also a fantastic source of vitamin D, which is a nutrient that becomes increasingly important for bone health as you age. Low vitamin D levels are linked with a higher risk of fractures, falls, and even depression in seniors. And here's something that sets herring apart. Its bones are so small and soft, especially when pickled or canned, that you can actually eat them, giving you a great source of natural calcium too. That's a big win for bone density without needing a supplement. Another bonus. Herring is relatively low on the food chain, which means it accumulates far fewer toxins like mercury compared to larger predator fish. It's affordable, widely available in different forms like smoked, canned, or pickled, and it's easy to prepare. Just spread it on whole grain toast, add it to salads, or pair it with potatoes. It might not look glamorous, but it's the kind of old-school fish that quietly delivers big health rewards. Rainbow trout often flies under the radar in discussions about healthy fish, but it deserves a place at the top for seniors. What makes it so special is that it's one of the cleanest freshwater fish you can eat, often farmed in environmentally controlled areas that minimize exposure to pollutants and toxins. Unlike fish from polluted oceans or lakes, rainbow trout is consistently low in mercury, which makes it an especially safe option for those over 60, whose bodies are more vulnerable to heavy metal accumulation. But safety is only part of the story. Rainbow trout is also loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, especially DHA, which directly supports brain function and memory. Seniors who regularly eat DHA-rich fish show slower cognitive decline and lower rates of dementia, according to a large study from Rush University. This fish also contains a pretty healthy dose of vitamin B12, which is essential for red blood cell formation and helps prevent fatigue and weakness, which are issues many older adults silently struggle with. On top of that, the selenium in trout supports your immune system, while its high protein content helps maintain muscle mass, which tends to decline after age 60. This fish is also very tender and flaky, making it easy to chew and digest, which is great for seniors who may have dental issues or slower digestion. And if you're worried about preparing it, don't be. Trout can be simply baked with lemon and herbs, and it pairs beautifully with steamed vegetables or a light salad. Its mild flavor also makes it more appealing to those who aren't fond of the fishier taste of other varieties. So when you choose rainbow trout, you're choosing a fish that protects your mind, strengthens your body, and keeps your meals both delicious and safe. Wild-caught sardines are one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet, and they're a godsend for aging bodies. One can of sardines can pack more than 120% of your daily recommended intake of vitamin B12, which is a crucial vitamin for nerve health, brain function, and energy production. Seniors are often deficient in B12, which leads to memory issues, fatigue, and even tingling in the hands and feet. Sardines also contain massive amounts of omega-3s, far more than you'd expect from such a small fish. These fatty acids have been shown in clinical studies to lower inflammation markers like CRP or C-reactive protein, which are linked with everything from arthritis to chronic pain. So if you've been feeling more stiffness or joint pain lately, this little fish could be your natural anti-inflammatory remedy. Plus, sardines are rich in coenzyme Q10, which is a compound that supports heart function and can even improve energy levels. CoQ10 levels drop as we age, especially in those taking statins or blood pressure medications, and replenishing it through food is essential. Like herring, sardines are also low on the food chain, which means they're naturally low in mercury and other heavy metals. This makes them one of the safest fish choices for seniors. You don't need to be a gourmet chef to enjoy them either. They come canned in olive oil, tomato sauce, or mustard, and you can mash them into sandwiches, toss them into salads, or blend them into spreads. Don't let their size fool you. Sardines deliver a nutritional punch that supports your heart, brain, and bones in one bite-sized package. Let's now flip the page and get to the worst 4 types you should never eat. Farmed Atlantic salmon. Not to be confused with wild-caught salmon, which we covered earlier as the healthiest fish for seniors. The farmed version is a completely different story. It may look similar, but it's often raised in densely packed pens where disease spreads rapidly. To combat this, fish farmers rely heavily on antibiotics, and sometimes even pesticides to kill parasites like sea lice. These chemicals don't just disappear, they accumulate in the fish's fat and eventually end up in your body. What's even worse is the fat profile. Farmed salmon contains much higher levels of omega-6 fats and lower levels of omega-3s compared to its wild counterpart. That means it promotes inflammation instead of fighting it. Studies have found that regular consumption of farmed salmon can lead to increased levels of persistent organic pollutants, which are strongly linked to type 2 diabetes, obesity, and even some cancers. For seniors already struggling with metabolic health, this is a hidden landmine. The contamination doesn't stop there. Farmed salmon is often colored with synthetic astaxanthin, which is a dye added to make the flesh pink because the natural pigment from a wild diet is missing. This synthetic version has not been tested as thoroughly as the natural one and may carry additional risks. And if all of that wasn't enough, some farmed salmon are genetically modified to grow faster, which raises even more health concerns that haven't been fully studied in long-term human trials. The reality is that the farmed salmon industry prioritizes quantity over quality, and seniors who eat this fish thinking they're doing something good for their heart might actually be introducing toxins and inflammatory agents into their bodies. So if you see salmon on sale at a surprisingly low price, check the label carefully. If it says Atlantic salmon or doesn't say wild caught, chances are it's farmed and should be avoided. Mackerel is a tricky category because while some types are incredibly healthy, like Atlantic or Spanish mackerel, others are downright dangerous, especially for seniors. King mackerel is the biggest red flag of them all. This fish ranks among the highest in mercury content, with readings that regularly exceed the safety limits set by the FDA. Mercury is a heavy metal that accumulates in the body over time, and older adults have a harder time detoxifying it because liver and kidney function naturally decline with age. The symptoms of mercury toxicity often mimic age-related illnesses. It can cause memory loss, confusion, tremors, and even mood disturbances like depression or anxiety. That makes it particularly insidious because a senior experiencing these symptoms may think they're just getting older, when in fact it's a chemical buildup from their diet. What's worse is that king mackerel is still available in many grocery stores and fish markets without any clear labeling to warn consumers about its mercury levels. It's often grilled or fried in restaurants and can sneak into dishes labeled as just mackerel without further clarification. And because it's an oily fish, some people assume it has the same benefits as sardines or salmon. But in reality, the risks far outweigh the benefits. Even small amounts of king mackerel eaten regularly can raise mercury levels enough to cause neurological symptoms. Seniors who already have cognitive concerns or are taking medications that affect the nervous system should be especially cautious. So, if you want to enjoy mackerel safely, always ask for Atlantic or Spanish varieties, and make sure it's from a reliable source. Tilapia might seem like a healthy choice at first glance. It's cheap, it's mild in flavor, and it's widely available, which makes it popular among older adults. But behind its gentle taste lies a health risk that most seniors don't even realize. The vast majority of tilapia sold in supermarkets is not wild-caught. It's farm-raised, often in crowded, low-regulation facilities, especially in parts of Asia and Latin America. These environments often use excessive antibiotics to control disease and allow harmful contaminants like dioxins and PCBs to accumulate in the fish. Dioxins are industrial pollutants that have been linked to cancer, immune system dysfunction, and liver problems, which is especially dangerous for seniors with already weakened organs or ongoing medications. But the real problem here is the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. Unlike the fatty fish we mentioned earlier, farmed tilapia is high in omega-6 fatty acids, which promote inflammation when consumed in excess. Chronic inflammation is a root cause of countless age-related diseases, including arthritis, heart disease, and even Alzheimer's. In fact, a study published in the journal Science Daily found that farmed tilapia contains more inflammatory fats than hamburger or even bacon. So, while it may look like a lean, healthy option, tilapia could actually be accelerating the very conditions seniors are trying to avoid. And because it's so widely used in senior living centers, cafeterias, and pre-packed meals, many seniors are eating it regularly without realizing its long-term impact. If you see tilapia on the menu, it might be worth swapping it for one of the nutrient-dense options from the first half of this video. Swordfish is known for its firm texture and meaty flavor, which makes it a popular choice for grilling. But it hides a dark secret that every senior should be aware of. Swordfish is one of the most mercury-contaminated fish in the entire ocean. Because it's a large predatory fish that sits high on the marine food chain, it accumulates mercury from everything it eats over its long lifespan. According to the Environmental Defense Fund, swordfish can contain mercury levels up to 3 times higher than the legal limit. For a younger person, occasional consumption might not be a huge issue. But for seniors, even infrequent exposure can be risky. Mercury doesn't just affect the brain, it also places strain on the kidneys and cardiovascular system. Seniors with high blood pressure, kidney disease, or any form of cognitive decline are especially vulnerable. The damage is often slow and silent, building up over months or even years. The symptoms, like tremors, insomnia, poor balance, and muscle weakness, are easily mistaken for natural aging, but they're often signs of mercury toxicity. And because swordfish is considered a delicacy, it shows up in fancy dinners, vacation buffets, and upscale seafood restaurants, where it's offered without much explanation. That's why it's so dangerous. You don't eat it every day, but when you do, it hits hard. It's also particularly dangerous when combined with alcohol or medications that already stress the liver, which is common among seniors taking prescriptions for cholesterol, diabetes, or blood pressure. So, if you've had swordfish recently and feel foggy, fatigued, or unusually off balance, it may not be a coincidence. This is a fish best left off the plate entirely for anyone over 60. So there you have it, 4 fish that can extend your life, and 4 that can slowly chip away at your health without you even realizing it. The choices you make at the seafood counter could mean the difference between vibrant aging and silent decline. It's not about fear, it's about being informed. And now you are. So, next time you shop, choose wisely. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you been eating any of the dangerous fish without realizing it? Which one surprised you the most from this list? What's your favorite healthy fish to cook at home, and how do you prepare it? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below,